Okay, welcome to Pangat Ugali Podcast, kung saan pangat ang ugali namin.
Kaya mas pinapangat ko palalo. Hindi, joke.
Yeah, today we have our guest, Mr. Wabi.
Yes, ako nga po pala si Jan Anthony Arwa.
Wow, na, pinigilan ko sabihin yun, nakala ko ayaw mo eh.
Pero mas kilala ko sa IM or sa POP rather bilang si Wabi.
Yeah. Hirap na rin nun.
Dahil nais ko yung ugali ko siya.
Pero siya yung pinakapangat na ugali talaga sa
Pasama. Basta inayos natin.
Nice, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Nakakailang steps ka na?
One and a half.
One and a half. Ito na yung half yung yung pagpunta dito.
Ito na yung pang-half ko. After na ito, 2 na.
Okay.
Mas baby steps kasi wala naman sa diba?
Baby steps kasi isang goal ka pa.
Progress
Hindi kasi baby ka ng may tumatawag sa'yo yung baby.
Okay.
Okay na. Sige, tuloy tayo sa
Sige na.
Okay, so today, we're going back to Reddit kasi medyo wala tayong mapag-usapan masyado. I mean, general problems. And actually, maganda din talaga Reddit kasi nga, it's more real problems na dinadaanan ng mga tao on a day-to-day basis. So, instead of things na napag-iisipan lang namin, it's stuff na I'm pretty sure madaming nakaka-relate if Reddit is to be relied upon. So yeah. So on our first topic, the title is "Why am I always being left out?" I'm always being left out no matter which group of people I'm with. I have a natural relationship with everyone. I don't pick fights. And I don't have a nasty personality. I try to get along with everyone kahit na sinisungitan na ako or masama ugali nila. If may magkwento, I listen. If uncomfy sila, I'll try my best to do anything just for them to feel comfy. Pero bakit lagi ako na-left out? When it comes to group activities din, nagiging leader ako. Nakikinig naman sila sa akin. I try to be friendly and ease up the atmosphere instead of looking intimidating. Even though hindi ko na ma-handle yung ugali ng iba minsan, kinakabahan ko pa rin pasensya ko kasi I know na is negative kapag nagagalit lang ako. Pero bakit kapag hindi na usapang akads, parang naglalaho na ako sa paningin nila? Am I the problem here?
Ano to?
Ako, ikaw muna.
Ako. I think I think it's something that I could personally relate with sa original poster kasi maybe yes I'm actually it's not really you that is the problem. It's maybe more on the people that you allow yourself to be with that is a problem because hindi naman kasi hindi naman kasi guaranteed na kung ano yung binibigay mo sa mga friends mo or sa mga tao na sa paligid mo would be reciprocated sa'yo. And parang it's an unrealistic expectation for those people towards those people na kung ano yung binibigay mo is something that will be reciprocated back. And maybe siguro nasa sa'yo rin on how you allow yourself sa mga tao, on what you allow with and what you tolerate. If it's something pala na nakakasagot na pala ng pasensya mo, then why not express that frustration sa kanila na sabihin mo, the reason that action makes you frustrated sa mga nagagawa nila, and then maybe you would receive feedback sa kung ano yun.
Tama yun.
And a friendship can only be a friendship if it gets tested. Because at the end of the day, you two are different people. Maaring may mga similarities kayo, pero at the end of the day, you are two individual people that has your own personalities and morals and principles. So siguro to quote a friend of mine that also has this certain type of personality na he just wants people to get along at the end of the day, despite disagreements from other people towards each other. Ang gusto niya lang talaga at the end of the day magkasama-sama lang sila. That is not a problem per se, but more on siguro, well, kung nale-left out ka, maybe it's more on hindi lang talaga nila ka-vibe yung mga bagay na mga ginugusto mo, and it's not something na kailangan mo i-take offense of. Sadyang you guys are different people lang talaga.
Tama. May isip ako dito Very nice answer. Parang pang Miss Universe.
Ayan, diba?
Hindi, maganda naman. Maganda naman. Pero yeah, I think that's very much of a general application talaga for kung ginagawa mo naman lahat ng tama and hindi lang talaga kayo nagva-vibe, kumbaga yun yung ano dun yung nakuha ko dun sa sinasabi mo daw, parang as a general advice. Dito naman, I'm trying to look at it more specifically kung ano yung pinagkwento na to. And one thing caught my eye is dun nga sabi niya, pag hindi na usapang ACADS, lumala ako sa paningin nila. So, ang dating dito sa kwento na to is hanggang ACADS lang sila nag-uusap. Outside of ACADS, wala siyang parang friends, kumbaga. Like, hindi nga siya sa parang nalileft out of a friend group eh. Nalileft out siya sa grupo na akala niya friends niya or whatever na dahil sa ACADS. Ayos natin to. Kita pa rin. Yeah. So, in that sense, what I'm getting here is they don't know this person as a friend. Kilala lang nila.
Like a classmate.
Yeah, kilala lang siya as a classmate, ganyan. And there is really a big difference here. Dito nga, actually, mas nakaka-relate pa ako siguro dun sa other people eh. Na parang minsan, yun, makikita ko na may kaklase ako na, oy, ayos naman siya. Hindi naman pangit ugali niya, good leader, whatever. Pero, wala naman kami na pag-uusapan about outside of ACADS. Puro lang, nung nag-aaral pa ako dati, parang okay, anong homework dito? Okay, yan. Tas, walang parang, nalaro mo na ba tong game na to? Or, pinapanood mo pa tong anime na to? Walang ganong usapan.
Wala.
So, those kinds of topics or at least small things na pinag-uusapan, sabihin natin na parang hindi deep stuff. Minsan parang doon mas lumalagap ang friendships na mas may mapupuntahan into being friends. Diba? So, that's another thing siguro na pwedeng makuha na tong person na to. Again, if that's the case, then talaga going with what they say. And maybe they can just, try to do other stuff na hindi lang about ACADS. Yun lang talaga eh.
And to add on that, a friendship is like a two-way street. You can only get so much as what you also give back to them.
Oh.
If syempre puro ACADS lang ang binibigay mong topic.
Wala kang
makukuha ang topic na about sa passions at interest ng mga tao sa paligid mo, diba?
Yeah.
Maybe it may start from you.
Yun
Initiate that conversation starter na, uy guys, alam nyo ba yung bagong K-drama na lumabas ngayon na sobrang kinahihiyang diba? Or nakita nyo ba yung about this certain pop culture event, diba, na nangyari? It takes a certain amount of effort na malaman sa ibang tao kung ano yung gusto nila at yung malalaman din nila about sa'yo kasi ipinapakita mo diba? You can only talk about so much on what you show.
Yeah.
So, I think COP lang naman, it's more on she has no problems naman.
Hindi ko lang kung babae ba to eh.
Or he, sorry. or kung ano mang gender, I don't judge. Pero, kumbaga in a general sense, you're not the problem if you're not able to be friends with the people that you're around with outside of like ACADS lang. Maybe it's a way for you to know na maybe there are more things than just ACADS that you should be talking about. Maybe express mo yung nararamdaman mo sa fleet. Maybe sa isang bagay na gusto mo. Maybe sa isang bagay na nakapagparamdam sa'yo ng kung ano mang emotion. It's in getting to know.
Yeah. Malaking bagay talaga yun eh. Like, isang masasabi ko rin actually, like, kasi ito estudyante siya eh. So, being in school, isa na to sa pinakamadadaling areas na makapag-make friends and stuff like that. Like, kung ganito yung ugali kasi ugali nga niya again is parang all about work or whatever lang eh. Kung ganito yung ugali niya after school, like in work or kung maging freelancer, mas mahirap pa magkaka-friends yun. So, this early on pa lang, I would suggest na, medyo, hindi man ayusin, pero like, change some stuff lang na sa ginagawa niya. Kasi, am I the problem? It's not necessarily na problem siya, pero obviously, I mean, siguro, in somewhat of an obvious way, if you're doing everything and ang dami mo ng tao na para makakipagkaibigan and walang umaano, baka nga meron din pwedeng yun sa kanya. Again, looking into this post, ang sinasabi niya, I have a neutral relationship with everyone, diba? Neutral relationship, so alam na naman niya na parang hindi talaga sila magkakaway, hindi naman sila magkakabate. Hindi siya nag-fight. According to them, hindi daw nasty yung personality niya. So, that might, I feel like true yun. Hindi siya nasty personality. Again, it could be something na parang boring. Yun yung,
Bland.
pwedeng ganun, bland,
Kumbaga,
diba?
Kumbaga, classmate ka lang.
Oo.
You're a classmate na pwede kang mapagtanungan, everything
Yeah.
school related. Outside of that, maybe.
Yeah.
Pero not the people around you aren't really showing interest sa'yo. Kasi nga, well, you know, most of the time it's mostly akads lang ang itinatapos.
Yeah. Yung isa ko pang inano dito is, sabi niya, I try to get along with everyone. Kahit sinusungitan ako or masama ugali nila. Eto, may kasi meron na siyang prejudgment or may judgment na siya na masungit yung isang tao or pangit ugali nila, masama ugali. Like, kung gano'n yung tingin niya sa ibang tao, I don't know kung ano tingin nila sa kanya. Kasi, ako minsan pag gano'n na parang, parang tinijudge na ako na to. Parang, okay, ayaw masyadong makisama na sa tao to kasi,
Kasi na parang,
nang-judge naman diba?
kapag ang sinabi kasi sa'yo, diba, is like, ganito ang buri ng impression sa'yo, siyempre, it tends you
Oh.
that also the assumption na, hindi tayo magkaka-vibe. So,
Yeah.
might as well not engage myself sa'yo.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Tas ito naman okay. If may magkukwento, I listen, kung comfy, I try my best to just for them to feel comfy. So good naman to na at least yun na siguro hindi neutral. I would say na nagbibigay naman siya ng comfort if they are doing it well, I guess. Pero left out siya. Group activities leader, again, that's ACADS. Nakikinig naman sila sa'yo. Try to be friendly, ease up the atmosphere instead of looking intimidating. Ito, hindi ko alam kung maka-confirm kasi this is something that you will only know based on other people, kung ano yung feedback sa'yo. They do their best to do that, but I don't know if it's actually being done. But again, with the preconception na neutral ang personality niya, ang relationship niya with everyone, baka nga totoo na hindi naman siya intimidating. Again, it's not about being scary or whatever. Maybe it's just being bland. Diba? So, kasi even though hindi ko na ma-handle yung ugali ng iba minsan, hinahabaan ko pasensya ko kasi I know na it's gonna have a negative effect to everyone, diba? So, ito yung parang sinasabi mo kanina na kung may problema, sabihin mo na naman. Kasi kung pinipigilan niya lahat ng yun, and baka hindi niya alam, baka nagbibuild din siya ng resentment na even though hindi niya nilalabas outright, baka na-feel ng ibang tao.
Or worse, diba? Parang nagiging doormat siya, diba?
Pwede rin yun.
Nagiging emotional sandbag siya, kumbaga.
Yeah, pwede rin yun. Yung isa ko pa naisip is, it goes back again sa pagiging bland niya, na kung hindi siya naglalabas ng emotion, kung talaga na-hide niya yung mga yun, and ayaw niya nga magkaroon ng negative, that doesn't make any impression sa mga tao na parang, okay, wala lang pala tong si ganyan, walang masabi. Kasi masabi ko, parang ako minsan ganyan, na parang, okay, wala naman ako pero humihirit na naman ako minsan na parang pa-joke-joke. At the very least, may gano'n na, okay, kung
may feedback ka maybe.
May feedback pa rin na minsan pa, hindi naman to fight, but just to, make fun of or para na magkatuwaan lang sa mga topic na nangyari. So, in that sense, I think this is something that will make an impression to everyone na, okay, wala naman to maging friend. Isa ko pa naisip kanina, since I believe with the general statements naman na sinabi ng person na to, it's good na yung mga nasabi natin. Pero isa ko naisip na way, and minsan nagagawa ko to dati nung nasa school ako, like, very random lang na parang kunyari, sa classroom, wala pang class, either nagpa-phone or whatever yung mga tao, titingin-tingin ko lang anong ginagawa ng mga tao. Ano yan, anime, parang may iba naiinis dun eh. May isang guy naiinis sa akin. Parang, ba't mo naman gamit ko? Kasi, hindi, anong ginagawa mo dyan? Parang gano'n lang. Pero, may yun, diba? Meron ng parang intriga na parang, kunyari sa Discord, sa Discord kami, makikita natin, either sa stream or makikita na sa status ng tao na playing Monster Hunter. Parang naglalaro ng Monster Hunter, kamusta ba yan? Ako, hindi ako naglalaro nun. So, hindi ako naglalaro ng kamusta yan. Parang, doon pa lang, getting people to talk about their interests actually is something that will, bring more conversation. Mas may mapupuntahan yun kaysa sa lalapit ka sa tao. Tapos parang, uy, alam ba, Wabi, mahilig ako sa Monster Hunter. Ganda nun pero ikaw wala kang alam doon. Tapos parang, Okay. Sige. Ayos naman ang pag-share mo,
It also takes parang openness, di ba?
Oo.
Also for people to be open din sa'yo. Pero, may baka pang dadagdag.
Oo, na ako doon. Yun na yung ko doon.
Okay na ako doon.
Okay na doon. Sige, so diretso tayo sa next topic agad.
Diretso tayo
Okay.
next topic.
Dalawang ating Reddit ngayon and may isa tayong special topic na
Kung ano magbabasa na ito.
Okay, sige. Kung magbabasa, yung dito, puro kinuha lang namin na topic. Hindi namin nababasa pa
Pero,
prior.
pero ang ganda ng title nito. Karamihan ng lalaki ngayon ay fucked up. Hi! Pwede ba mag-rant dito, lalo na sa mga sitwasyon na nasa paligid ko? Marami akong nababalitaan na buntis ngayon, tapos iniiwan naman at buwabaliktad yung bayag. Pwede ko ba sabihin to? Okay, sige. Yung bayag ng mga boys. Kastang-kasta kayo, tapos kapag nabuntis nyo yung babae, tapos kapag nalaman yung may nabuo, either sasabihin niya na ipalaglag or di akin yan. Kawawa talaga mga babae dahil bandang huli sila yung nagsasuffer sa ginawa niyang dalawa. Oo, may mali yung babae, pero dapat hindi lang siya yung nagsasuffer sa problema. Proud na proud pa sila pag malaki na nakasa ko yan. Padamihan ng chicks. Toto pa pogi, pero kapag may nabuo na babae, ang talo. Hindi ba kayo natatakot sa Diyos? Kaya girls, choose wisely. Kapag alam niyong fucked up yung lalaki, layuan niyo na. Mag-take kayo ng pills and love yourself. Dapat piliin niyo yung lalaki na may takot sa Diyos. Hindi yung nag-share post kayo ng memes about God and nag-story nasa simbahan kasi lahat naman sila hindi naman nagsisimba. Makita tao lang. Dapat alam niyo na magsisimba at nakikinig sa salita ng Diyos. And lastly, dapat mahal nilang magulang at may respeto. Edit. It's not my personal reason or na-relate sa akin why I'm posting like this. Naawa lang ako sa ibang babae, lalo na sa mga kilala ko. Nagsisibuntisan tapos iniiwan lang sila ng mga boys kat hindi pinanagutan yung pagbubuntis. Okay.
Okay. Meron ka na agad na dyan?
Matagal na talaga itong issue.
Okay.
Matagal na itong issue sa mga kalalakihan ngayon.
Gulat na ako na nangyari pa rin in 2024 na parang...
siguro napaka last generation na yung way na ibabrag mo yung sa mga katropa mo na, itong si gagi, nakascore na ako.
It paints a very specific picture of
yun nga like,
some kind
siguro,
of person.
Siguro it's the Gen Z in me na hindi ko alam kung meron pa sa head na nagganon ng magpananalita or like ganon yung kung i-express sila na itong tao to nagawa ko na to, nakascore na ako dyan. But like in terms of in a sense na mga lalaking nakabuntis and then hindi pinanagutan, it maybe speaks more about hindi sila aware sa responsibility na ginagawa nila, na they're just doing unprotected sex for the sake of, doing unprotected sex without the repercussions. And, alam naman ng lahat na bawal ang abortion sa Pilipinas. And,
illegal.
Ang Pilipinas, syempre, Christianity ang majority ng religion. So, talagang hindi talaga ina-approve. Diba? Na magpalaglag. And, karamihan talaga ang nagsasuffer talaga mostly when it comes to pregnancy or sa mga nabubuong tao. Well, of course, yung babae. Since only a man can, provide yung kung ano yung sa para ba? Yung ano nila,
Yung sperm.
yung sperm, yun. Naghahanap pa ako ng magandang term, pero sige, diretso na.
Yun naman yung scientific term.
Pero hindi. Ilang naman ang trabaho ng lalaki, diba? Kumasta, bigay ng sperm, tapos wala na, kubaya na sila. Diba? Ang babae magsasuffer pa yan kasi syempre there's gonna be changes in development sa katawan nila yan until sa lumabas yung bata. And actually, after pa nun, diba? Meron pang sinatawag na postpartum ng mga kinababaihan. All I could say this is, it's more of a rant, no? It's more of a rant.
Rant. Nag-rant siya. Ito naman.
Na grabe ang mga kalalakihan ngayon when it comes to like having unprotected sex and not dealing with the responsibilities
ikinasusunod na after mong makipagtalik sa partner mo ng unprotected. I highly suggest, or not really suggest, but I highly advocate practicing safer sex, 'di ba?
Ano yung safer? May safe sex mo yan? Ano yung safer?
Oo. Abstinence, gano'n. Hindi kayo wireless na lang. Wireless na lang, connect mo na lang sa dongle, gano'n, 3.5 gigahertz, Bluetooth, gano'n. So, parang pag kinasta na kita, na lang, text na lang tayo, hindi kaya, voice call tayo, dun sa kabilang kwarto, tapos ako din sa may CR, tapos gawin natin. So, diba? Roleplay na lang natin kung anong ginagawa natin. Siguro, it's more, maybe it's more on having a clear discussion siguro sa partner mo, no? Na, ikaw, gusto mo ba ng bata, ganito, ganyan. Because you guys are spending, you guys are in a relationship in order for you to have the long-term plans of spending a life together.
So, depende actually yan.
Diba?
Isa pang yan. Kasi dito, pwede pa rin yung mga short time lang. It doesn't seem like yung mga tao naman na mag-iisip ng long-term, hindi sila yung gagawa ng mga gantong nangyayari.
Oo, diba? Mukhang nag-unprotected sex tayo. Posible namang hindi yan parang mga taong iniisip talaga on the long term na yung partner nila kaya nila ginagawa yan ng unprotected, diba? Or, diba, better yet, diba, highly suggest sa lalaki, kung ikaw, ayaw mo naman na pala ng anak, snip, diba?
Yeah, vasectomy.
Get a vasectomy, diba? Tanggalin mo yung chances of getting a woman pregnant. Hindi ko, kung gusto mo maging fuckboy, diba? You want multiple partners, diba? Gusto mong gawin yung mga bagay na gusto mo sexually, go ahead. As long as, hindi mo nababurden yung taong you're having sex with. Because at the end of the day, it's not you that's carrying the baby. It's not you or having drastic changes sa katawan. Might as well not give the other person the burden na mawulti sila. Yan lang.
Tama naman.
It's not about girls choosing wisely, diba? Girls can only get girls can get swayed by the words na sinasabi ng mga taong natitipuhan sila at may interest sila. It's more on them din kasi talaga to have the morals and principles to stand firm sa kung anong beliefs nila, na hindi kasi porket mahal mo yung isang tao, alam mo na ganun yung mangyari. While also knowing na may ganong uri ng repercussion sa mangyayari, diba?
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways, and there are discoveries made na contraceptives could work, but maybe abstinence, worst case scenario, diba? Mag-abstain na lang kayo from doing it, maybe until marriage na, saka nyo isipin na okay, tara, gawin natin ng protected sex, diba? O, pag may nabuo, talagang mapapanindigan mo. It's either you're married or talagang nandun na kayo sa phase we're in. Kaya nang bumuo ng bata at magpalaki ng bata.
Gets naman. Pag gano'n naman, actually, yung mga, na-take ko naman dyan, yung mga sisay again, it's good advice, yung mga parang, okay, ito yung gawin nyo. Kung makikinig kayo. Yung sa akin dito, more of, paano natin sila maipapakinig? Ano bang magawa? Kasi, talagang one big thing na talaga sa naisip ko dito is when people are in love or talagang may something sa brain chemistry. Hindi ko maalala kung tawag pero people don't really make the best decisions when they are feeling things, diba? Mga ganun. Like, logical ko. Sabi mo, matalino to, logical ka. Pero hindi lahat ng mga yon nag-a-apply 24/7. May mga times talaga na, syempre, you want to just feel na okay, hindi ko na kailangan ito pag-isipan.
Just want to feel what you feel.
Wala na akong kailangan gawin.
Desires.
And that's how people are. That's how people evolve.
Yeah,
that's how humans evolve to go with instinct and go with the natural course of how they do things. So in that sense, talagang I wouldn't say that it's very like the best reasonable way to say, hindi, wag niyo lang gawin to kasi mangyari pa rin na mangyari yun. Like, kung if all it took was for people na motivational na sabihin na, hindi, huwag mo na to gawin, matagal na to nawala. Diba? Hindi na nangyari to. So, we could, for me, I want to at least try to hear other people or what they go through para ba't na ba nila naiisip itong mga ginagawa nila, bakit sila ba't sila nagaganto? Ba't sila papa-fall pa rin or whatever? Maybe the idea na, or the knowledge, kung alam mo naman talaga na, okay, pwede ito mangyari, or pwede itong, pwede mangyari na lokohin ako na to, or ibumudis ako na to, that already helps, na parang, okay, kung aware ako na to, pwede pa rin. Pero gusto ko pa rin gawin to. So, where do we move on from there? Baka pwedeng dun man sabihin, okay, sige, gumamit na lang kayo ng condom, just be safe para kung may mangyari man, kung hindi mo may mangyari, kung may possibility na may mangyari, you're safer. Baka hindi kasing sarap pero you're safer. Kung on the flip side, kung mag-unprotected and may mangyari, mas matagal na suffering, diba? That's for the women's side here in that sense. And for the men's naman, ang ko dito is, ba't nga ba ganun yung mga lalaki na parang, oh yeah, ang dami ko nakakasabi, ganyan. In that sense naman,
It shows immaturity.
yeah, immaturity. I mean,
The sense of pride on how many people you...
I wouldn't say it's
Done
just
it.
immaturity in itself. It's also like the society of
Yeah.
where they are around. Like,
Kasi yun kasi yung old mindset ng mga...
yeah, madami talagang kinalakihan na ganyan yung nakikita. So, they might think na, yun talaga ganyan talaga ang buhay. And ito ang way para maging lalaki, no matter
Ito yung
what.
what makes a man.
Oo.
Man.
So, in that sense naman, may ma-ask ko na lang siguro kung may mga nanonood na may ganong mindset, is mag-isip lang. Mag-isipan lang, ano ba talagang kalalabasan ito, ano yung gusto ko mangyari, diba? Para, baka, if in any case, may possibility na, ayoko naman pala din talaga na nakakabuntis. Or baka sabihin nila, sige, gusto ko talaga nakakabuntis. Whatever. Baka pwedeng sabihin nila na upfront na parang, uy, girly, ayoko talagang magkakondom So, pag mabuntis ka, bahala ka na lang. Parang, kung sabihin nila yun, tapos okay pa rin yung babae, edi, you shift the blame naman ulit. Parang ganun Pero, in terms of sa pagsasuffer ng problema, it's really hard to make it like a 50-50 thing kasi the steps here are, sino ba yung may kasalanan? Again, both of them naman talaga na for a man to not want protected sex and also for the woman to not want protected sex. Pero the accountability or taking responsibility for the problem is more forced upon the women kasi madali lang kung sa lalaki umalis. And so, wala, either
You have to carry the burden
carry
kasi-
nila or whatever, diba? So, that's, in that sense, ano yung pwedeng pang-maagapan? Mahirap na agapan yung part na take ng responsibility kasi nga pwedeng umalis sa lalaki. So, in that sense, mas kaya pang iagapan dun sa protection part ng ng intercourse, diba?
Gawin nyo, girls. Pag-signin nyo sila ng kontrata.
Mahirap naman yun. And I mean, in that sense, actually, kung gusto mong legal advice dito, not legal advice technically, like, ang naalala ko lang sa pag-aaral ko ng law, kung may documentation ka, you like even just text or whatever, na in-acknowledge na lalaki na, naganda tayo niya, tatong time na to, and there's no other possibility na, like, basta may acknowledgement siya na anak niya yun, pwede mong ihabol yun pag ganun. Isang pwede. Pero that's a very long process and syempre might take a lot of money pa rin for some people just to get that. So,
Long-term advice na rin for this generation. Know the law. Know the law.
kung alam na lahat ng law, pre, wala nang trabaho mga lawyer.
Pag tayo nga, know the law and consult the lawyers. Huwag kayo diretso kay Tulpo. Diba?
Pwede.
Kinontent lang kayo ni Tulpo pag ganun. So, may additional ka pa?
Well, dagdagan na natin dito. Again, going through the whole post. Ito hindi ako totally agree. Dapat piliin yung lalaki na may takot sa Diyos. Madami tayong alam naman na holier than thou yung mga tao. Well, miski lalaki yung babae, pero outside of the church or whatever, may mga kung ano pa rin ginagawa nila. So, I wouldn't say that that's like the best advice. More of, kilalanin mo lang talaga yung tao. Minsan kahit gano'n kakalala mo sa tao, hindi mo maiwasan talaga. Ganito pala siya after whatever happens, diba? So, siguro, a better way na lang to say is, before you make any decisions, again, sabihin na natin, okay, in love ka, it's hard to make smart decisions when you're in love. Before you get into situations where it's hard to make decisions, like, inari, nasa kama na kayo, ganyan, diba? Parang, sige, huwag na mag-condom. Before it gets to that point, kung alam mo naman na mapupunta kayo doon, kilalanin mo muna yung tao before that. Parang kung nag-date kayo, say, ano bang kamusta, ano bang iisip mo?
Test your partners in
Mm.
situations where they need to handle high pressure moments.
Isang madali na lang dyan. I think this is a reasonable naman siguro pag-usapan ko na sa date na parang, what do you think about pagkakapamilya in the future? Parang gusto ko ba magkaanak? Ganon. Tapos sabihin na lalaki.
personally, diba?
In a general sense,
but
parang advice na,
general
parang
sense,
sabihin
tatanungin
sabihin
mo
sa
na
lalaki, ay, actually, ayoko magkaanak. Sige, di wag tayo mag-condom tayo. Pag
Diba? And people nowadays, especially the newer generations, are always open on that certain topic. Because economically speaking naman talaga, mahirap nang bumuo ng bata sa Pilipinas. So, a lot of the newer generations oftentimes tell their part or their interest, 'di ba? Anong views mo regarding sa, 'di ba? Starting a family, may plano ka ba? Kung may plano ka, kaya mo bang suportahan financially yung yung magiging bata at gusto mo? Because
kung anong concerns sa'yo,
yeah,
yung
more on the realistic side of things kasi the older generations, they were taught na as long as makapagtapos ka, makakuha ka ng trabaho, you're all set. Ang kailangan mo lang talaga para manalo sa buhay, magkaanak. And then palakihin yung anak. But like nowadays, there's a lot of variables wherein hindi na siya ganun katulad ng dati.
Hindi siya kasing viable.
Hindi siya kasing viable because a lot of things are introduced na talaga na since nagtatrabaho na yung press kayo sa pamilya, di ba? Ikaw, yung mag-asawa kayo, nagtatrabaho kayo since kailangan nyo supportahan yung pamilya, well, hindi na naaalagaan yung bata. Or worse, di ba? Hindi kayang sustentuhan ng isang nagtatrabaho sa so it becomes a struggle na maging idea pa na magkaroon ng idea of a starting of a family, diba? That's why the term dinks, diba? The term dinks.
Dinks?
Ano yun? Double income kids.
Ay, ko na narinig yun.
Uri sila ng pamilya nowadays na pareha silang magkasawa sila pero wala silang anak. Meron sila siguro pets. The fur babies. Yung nika nga tawag nila.
Pwede.
Na, yun nga, at least, diba, at least, pets, diba? Pwedeng ipa-babysit, yun na, because, at the end of the day, they're pets, diba? It's not like
literal pets.
It's not like an actual human child, diba? Na kaya kailangan mo ng intricate care of and attention, diba? Pero, ayun nga, base sa sinabi ni Opie nga, kung susuriin mo, these qualities are not essentially things that would be essential para masabi mong itong lalaking to is someone that will take responsibility when the situation arises na may nabuo sila. You know? Ayun nga, but it's a whole another topic. It's a whole can of worms when it comes to like religion and stuff.
Ay, baba. Yung sa religion naman kasi, I don't think naman kung religious ang tao, then yung aalis na sila, diba? So,
nowadays, kung religious kang tao, that's it. It will not determine whether you can raise a child or not.
Diba? For sure.
Kung nangyari na, diba?
Siguro, just to sum it up, yung pinaka-summation ko lang ng advice talaga dito, again, the people are, mahirap talaga mag-isip pag in the moment. Yun talaga, isang gusto masabi. Kaya, very reasonable, kaya nagkakamali mga ibang tao. The best that you can do is mag-isip ka bago mangyari yung mga bagay na yun. Pag alam mo namang, kahit hindi mo alam na, ano kaya mangyari, mag-motel ba kayo? Kahit wala namang ganon. Basta, on the day-to-day, nasa bahay ka lang, or nagtatrabaho, whatever, pag-isipan mo yung mga gantong bagay, parang gusto ko ba magkaanak? Magkano ba income ko? Kung kahit nasabihin ko, gusto ko magkaanak. Kung magkaanak nga ako, afford ba to? Parang ganyan. Or kung itong partner ko ngayon, or kung sino man, mabuntis ako or kahit ako yung magbuntis sa lalaki,
better
kakayanin ba?
Diba? Kung if you're at the age wherein hindi mo naman pala kailangan pang isipin na whether magkaanak ka or not or may buhayin kang anak, enjoy life, diba? Explore yourself, diba?
Pwede
Find
yan.
hobbies, find interests, meet
Yeah.
people, diba? Meet a lot of people, not to have, intercourse with them, but meet them platonically, diba? Na to know yourself na kung ano yung hinahanap mo to your destined partner sa buhay, diba?
Yeah, pwede yan. Yung sa akin kasi is, we never know kung biglang may lalandi sa'yo eh. So, pag mangyari yun, tas pinag-isipan mo lang, I'll just enjoy life. Di, hindi mo napagandaan yung mga bagay na mangyari yun kung biglang may one night stand sa'yo na hindi mo pala alam. If you think about it beforehand, kahit na wala kang plano gawin yun, and it might come, at least mas na prep mo na or na handa mo na yung utak mo na, hindi ay magtatanggi talaga ako pag ayaw talaga na ito mag-condom or whatever. It's more preparation instead of saying, hindi, gusto ko lang mag-enjoy lang naman. Actually, the mindset of gusto ko lang mag-enjoy, that feeling ko dun pa pumapasok minsan yung mga tao nga na nagkakamali ng ganito. Enjoy lang naman eh. So, impulsive tayo. Sige, walang condom. Sige na lang. Ito naman tayo. Whatever happens. 9 months later, boom. May na, diba? So, hindi mo talaga, para sa akin lang, yun yung ko dun. And, I'm assuming din talaga, a big assumption to, na people do, some, or at least I think a lot, siguro, of people who do get into these situations, have that kind of mindset, na parang bahala na lang ano mangyari. Diba? So, sign na yan para mag-next topic na tayo.
Sabi na talaga ng logo natin yan. Okay, next topic.
Okay, next topic na tayo. Teka, ayusin natin to. Bayan!
Okay.
Ayusin natin to. Yan. Okay.
Alright, time for the main event.
The main event, ano nga ba yung nun?
Time for the main event.
The main event is, ito, topic na inisip ni Wabi. Simple lang naman. So, ikaw na mag-expound.
Okay.
It's about not pursuing the course na tinapos. Kasi pareho kaming ganun technically ngayon.
Actually, okay. Quick Wabi door. Diba? Quick Wabi door.
Walor.
So, hello, diba? Hello, again, intro lang talaga is ako si Wabi. 25 years old na ako. Supposedly, teacher ako. I'm a licensed professional teacher, teaching secondary education, major in English. Wow, haba, diba? Diba? Pero, dapat talaga, my goal in life talaga was to teach English. Or teach in general. But, as life happened. Hindi ako nagtuturo ngayon. Because of circumstances that in my own opinion, sets me at a disadvantage in the long run. Kaya hindi ako nagtuturo and pursued another career. And maraming mga taong nagtatanong sa akin, bakit hindi ka nagtuturo? Bakit hindi mo sinusubukan? Kahit mag-part-time ka, subukan mo in another field, di ba? Malay mo, baka hindi ka pang secondary level, but maybe on a high school on a senior high level or a college professor man lang may try mo para makapagturo ka, because quick rundown sa pamilya namin. We came from a family of teachers, 3 generations. Ako yung supposedly kasunod, pero inisip ko mas mabuting sa nanay ko na lang matigil yung pagiging teacher. Because
It ends there.
It ends there. Pero ayun nga, if it's, pero I feel for myself na medyo passion ko ang teaching, but realistically speaking hindi ko siya kayang i-pursue. So nowadays there are a lot of newer generations na mas pinipili nilang i-pursue ang mga courses that would pay well, but not really the things that they are passionate about. And there are a lot of people that needs to sacrifice what they have to pursue in order for them to provide sa family nila. So, siguro wag muna tayo diretso dun sa mga taong hindi kinayang i-pursue yung passion nila or yung mga bagay na, yung mga pinagtapos nila, the things that they wanted to be passionate about and to pursue dahil kasi yun yung tinapos nila eh. Let's say yung mga taong gusto mag-nurse pero dahil kasi
nagkaroon ng pandemic, tapos hindi sila licensed nurses, kinailangan nilang magtrabaho ng iba para may patagoy yung pamilya. And then natapos yung pandemic, hindi na nila kayang i-pursue kasi nga sila na nga yung breadwinner ng pamilya. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
So,
may naisip pa ako dito bigla with the way na na-construct mo yung story na yun. Kasi kanina napag-usapan natin, diba, na actually it's a common thing naman to say nga na parang hindi problema dati ng dating generation yung magkakaanak, ganyan, kasi kaya naman. Pero looking at the consequences of it now, mukhang hindi rin para talaga. Na, kasi if in reality, diba, sabihin natin, in reality, kayang-kaya ng older generations na, magkakaanak tayo kahit na hindi pa naman, ready talaga or whatever. Tapos, bahala na lang, kakayanin naman. In the moment, kinakaya nila na ma-push lahat ng income, ganyan, para makapag-raise ng family. Pero it still doesn't go to the point na after graduate ng anak or whatever, hindi na nila, parang hindi na nakakapag-save up enough yung pamilya or baka sa ugali pa rin nila na hindi na sila magkatrabaho pagkatapos to the point na, ayun nga, I believe madaming tao na nagsasuffer in the sense na hindi na ma-pursue yung passion nila. They are left with those kinds of families na they are forced, kumbaga, to take care of the family, na sila na yung magbabayad para sa lahat or whatever para lang makapag-survive yung buong pamilya. May mga iba diba na pa yung panganay sila yung nagbabayad para sa education ng mga kapatid nila, diba? So, in that sense, I mean, I don't know if it is true. Yun lang yung talaga parang naisip ko na hindi rin talaga technically totoo na free yung previous generation from doing that. It's more of ngayon na nakikita natin na nangyari to, maybe not in an observational level, pero alam natin in a way na kung ginawa natin yung ginagawa dati ng mga magulang, it's just gonna be the same or even worse for the next generation na, mas lalo pa sa kailangan magbuhat
kasi
ng
naipapasa sa kanila yung
Oo,
burden.
diba? Nakapasa yung burden eh. So, in that sense, talagang, I mean, in that, previous example lang ulit sa kanina, isa pang rason yun para makita mo na, okay, it might not be the best idea para magka-anak mo muna ngayon. Kasi hindi siya talaga technically viable not just in the present state, but even in the long run na, sige, kahit mapilit natin na maiparaos tong anak na to, paano na pag in the future, diba? Ano naman mangyayari? I don't know. Well, actually, hindi mo naman talaga malalaman, pero there is some sense of confidence naman siguro if you have a good job or a good career na, okay, mas kakayanin to. Pero kung wala ka talaga, medyo, roll of the dice ka talaga eh. Suswertein ka or hindi mo talaga alam. Yun yung may naisip ka ba doon?
The reason kasi na in-open up ko yung topic na to towards this podcast is it sparked a conversation din previously sa ating dalawa, diba? During yung car ride natin, na parang what would be something na passionate ka,
dapat magkakapera ka pa rin.
magkakapera ka pa rin, at the same time may pupursue mo yung bagay na gusto mo. And what came to me was, I came from a family of teachers, 3 generations. And what I thought back then, bago ako mag-pursue ng college to study about, is actually, it makes sense of sumunod sa yapak ng pamilya ko na maging teacher. Because one, pamilyar ako sa kung paano maging teacher, ano buhay ng teacher, ano pinagdadaanan ng teacher. Pangalawa, meron akong skill set na nung panahon yun naisip ko was beneficial para sa maging teacher, and at the same time the goal ng pagiging teacher and kung anong impact ng pagiging teacher towards the newer generation. Those were the things that inspired me to become a teacher. And 4.5 years later, pumasa ako ng licensure board exams for teachers, and then nag-oath taking, and then the pandemic hit. And then online classes came. It shifted a different perspective on kung paano matuto ang mga tao virtually on the comfort of their own homes dahil sa pandemic, diba? Kinailangan nila magstay sa bahay. So, it gave another challenge towards providing learning sa mga bata towards a newer generation that lived or grew up with gadgets that grew up with the internet, diba? Ika nga, sobrang accessible sa kanila ang internet at yung mga resources na meron sa internet about kung paano matuto ng ganito o ganyan. Pero ang kinalakihan nila was more on the enjoyment ng internet. So there will be cases wherein mga bata lalaki hanggang high school or junior high school nang hindi marunong magbasa, hindi marunong magsulat. What I saw, in my opinion, is like more and more kids are growing up to be put in schools as alagain ng mga teacher. Naging glorified caretaker ang mga teachers because they had so many students to handle, but with so many few teachers that could handle a lot of classes at the same time. So, napaisip ako, I want to provide learning sa mga bata ko, not just learning ng kung ano ang tinapos kong subject. I want to also give life lessons sa mga bata ko. However, the system was, in my opinion, held against me, diba? By the amount of outside things that are outside teaching. So, it gave me a perspective of maybe pursuing what I am passionate about will not be something that is doable at the moment. And what I need right now is something that could pay the bills. So I pursued something else. It's not something that what I feel is like something that I should regret, but it was more on like a shift in my priorities.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yung ano doon, when it comes to as a regret, ito na ako kay Dr. K. There's less regret when you're doing things with awareness. Na parang, ito, ginagawa ko to kasi ito yung gusto ko makuha. Gusto ko magkaroon ng pera. Gusto ko enough security financially. That's why I'm doing this. Maybe you could still regret in the future na parang, sayang, sana dami ko nakuha ng pera, pero baka mas masaya pa rin kung naging teacher ako in your case. That could happen, pero it's not as bad as if hindi mo siya napag-isipan beforehand. Diba? So, in that sense naman, okay lang din yun na ginagawa mo yung mga bagay na gusto mo. Hindi naman ang gusto mo is limited to the passion that you have, but it's also within, paano ba sabihin to? It's also within what you actually want in your future, diba?
And yung conversation natin, ended on a very good note naman, na maybe the goal in life, maybe my current goal in life was not something na to pursue a different path, but more on siguro realigning myself back towards on what I can be passionate about towards again. Maybe right now, I am giving myself the resources wherein I'm able to both pursue what I am passionate about and at the same time, being able to provide for myself.
Yeah.
Time.
Actually yung isang magandang important thing to note there for people na like especially mga tao na may gusto silang passion and it might not be financially viable, diba? You don't have to do it right away. You could build up to it, you can work around it. You could get there later on in life, or you can do it even now pero at a smaller scale. Kasi may mga ibang tao na, I think, napag-usapan namin dito ni Zik dati, which is like, mga ibang tao na parang, they're so into their passion that it's like a candle na parang sinusunog talaga nila to the point na nababurnout sila.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of in my opinion, na parang medyo mahirap or like a very difficult kind of mindset na parang, passion ko to, kaya talagang lahat ilalaan ko dito. Yeah, that's fine. At least happy ka sa passion mo. Pero if you're not checking out or looking out for other things in your life, you might be the type of person na parang, I don't regret doing my passion, pero I regret not having enough money or whatever to to survive.
Myself.
Diba? If in any case na hindi matuloy yung passion, hindi maging mag-workout yung passion mo, I think napag-uusapan na namin ito nila Jerome or nila Moods na parang a lot of these things na pag nag-ano kami sa passions namin, it's what, nakuha ko tong term na to kay na Jerome ata na parang it's a term that we call na parang it's an expensive mistake minsan. Diba? Diba, Jerome? Yeah. It's an expensive mistake na parang, sinubukan ko to. hindi pala nag-workout. It's an expensive mistake. Hindi mo malalaman until ginawa mo eh. Parang kunwari, sabihin mo, in your example, na nag-teacher ka talaga, ginawa mo siya for a year, siguro sabi a year. Tapos, end up na, okay, naparaos ko itong mga estudyante, pero wala akong natira sa bangko kasi lahat ng mga kailangan sa school, ako na nagbabayad para sa kanila. It's an expensive mistake. Kung alam mo, hindi para to viable ngayon, edi you learn. Pero, to make expensive mistakes, you need to have some kind of money, diba? Have some kind of backup. It's just how the world is, and knowing that, going into that with that kind of mindset, it really helps out to kind of prepare yourself din, diba? Na okay, sabihin natin ako naman ng example. Kasi the example sa'yo is yung course na kinuha mo is something you want, pero hindi ka na ganun sa work na yun. Ako naman, I had a course na wala man akong pake talaga. I didn't really have a passion na may idea ko. So I just kept doing whatever before until I found my passion, which is cosplay crafting, diba? Or not specifically for cosplay, pero just crafting in general. I like to make things. I learned that later on in life, like magka 30 years old na ako nun. So that's again another example that we don't really know God right off the bat, diba? So in that sense, I was able to somewhat save up. Hindi man ako maganda yung saving habits ko, pero as soon as I learned na parang okay, gusto ko tong ginagawa na to, and hindi enough yung nasa-save kong, hindi enough yung time ko to do what I want with the job that I had at the time. Doon ko na parang nagplano at least 2 months, 3 months na okay, isa-save ko tong pera na to para when I do quit and start in full time sa pag-work na as a crafter, I had some kind of backup naman, or at least more money to invest pa, diba, to the passion I had. And I would really consider myself, malaki talaga yung factor ng luck dito talaga to make it with your passion. I wouldn't say na basta mag-work hard ka, okay na yan eh. Hindi naman, it's really impractical to say that. It's a sad reality, pero you could work hard and see the results of that hard work. Maybe not immediately, pero with a certain time frame. Give yourself a certain time frame. Sabihin natin na matagal na is 1 year. Makita natin, okay, in a year, ito yung nangyayari. I'm okay with that. Yeah. If I'm okay with that, okay to yun. Pag if I'm not okay with that, okay, what can we do to change things? Diba?
Take time to reassess yourself.
Yeah, reassess. Talagang yun yung that's the way of life. Parang you do things, you reassess. If it's not, usually hindi naman siya magiging perfect from the start eh. You keep reassessing throughout the whole period. Actually, naalala ko dito bigla dahil na-mention mo yung reassessment nga is planning. Hindi ko maalala yung exact quote ni Dr. Gay dito, pero he talked about something like nobody ever makes a perfect plan from the start. Kasi lahat ng ibang tao naisip na kailangan maplano ko to perfectly. Oo, detail by detail, perfectly sa umpisa para i-execute ko tong plan na to. Nobody ever actually gets to do that. Kasi may ibang tao na stuck sila dun eh, na parang sige, paplano ako.
Na parang nagkaroon lang ng small roadblock sa plano nila, sa perfect plan nila, and then everything goes.
It's not, it really needs to be na, okay, may plano ako. Sige, sabihin natin kahit na perfect plan or very good plan, pero as soon as you encounter something na wala sa plano mo, learn to reassess, to adapt to it. And then, dun makikita na plans don't always go according to plan. Yeah, diba? Example ko na lang dito sa crafting work ko, diba? Na, okay, I plan to bibigyan ako ng schedule. Siguro yung the most na nafa-follow ko is the schedule. Okay, schedule is 1 month or 2 months. Sige, plan ako, ganito gagawin ko, ganyan. And then, hindi pala to kaya. Or hindi to kaya in the specific way that I originally wanted to do it. Okay. Minsan mapaisip ako ng, ano pa kaya pwede para maipush ng sa way na to. Minsan, mapapaisip talaga 1 day, 2 days, tas parang eventually, minsan sasabihin ko talaga, wala talaga. Hindi talaga to kaya. Sige, ano na lang ibang way para magawa to. Minsan kakausapin ko ulit yung client para sila rin naman alam nila na okay, ganito na pala yung mas magandang way para gawin to. Or at least, hindi talaga pwede yung mas magandang way na naisip ko originally. Pwede ito na lang, are you okay with that? Sabihin na, okay, sige, push natin. Kung sabihin na hindi okay, sige, refund na lang natin kung ano. Kasi wala talaga magagawa eh. I can't fulfill something na promise ko na originally, which wasn't, walang proof of concept. It would be easier, siguro, if it was something that I did before, na, okay, nagawa ko na to, kaya, alam kong kayang-kaya to. Pero if it's something I never did before, which is actually most of the time, yun yung ginagawa ko, that's what I actually like doing sa crafting work ko, di, yun yung doon talaga magkakaroon ng reassessment all throughout, diba? May naisip ko ba dyan, pre?
Ang naisip ko dyan is like how I can relate cosplay crafting towards teaching. Kasi it was the same thing na it was the same dilemma na pinagdaanan ko nung nagtuturo pa ako. It's kind of similar in a sense when it comes to like the principles of things. Na you have to reassess yourself and you also have a set plan. You have a set plan. You have a certain lesson na kinakailangan mong i-execute. It's not something that when you plan things out, it will happen the way that you want it to be. You need to have that certain type of adaptability.
Yeah.
Diba? Now, there are things na may mangyari not the way you expect it to be or the way you expect it to be, but in a different variation or manner na mangyayari. And during that time, you will find yourself in a situation wherein you have to improve something. You may have to do some things that requires change to your plans.
Yes,
diba?
Yeah, exactly.
And that is wherein you will have to reassess yourself. You will have to reassess yourself whether to continue with the plan that you had. Na, itutuloy mo ba to? Or will you change the things that your plan originally had but in a different type of direction that needs to be taken in this scenario. And it happens it happens kasi like just like that din kasi ang mga bata like they're dynamic.
Yeah.
Yung mga tinuturuan mo kasi they're not really equal towards one another. Meron diyan mas adaptable,
ibang
diyang hirap makasabay.
Iba yung pace nila.
Iba-ibang pacing nila. So you will have to accommodate yourself to each and every individual learner that you have. So you will actually have to, okay, well, nakita ko naman at the end of my lesson, ganito yung bata. May mga batang nakasabay. Yung mga hindi nakasabay, siguro nagkaroon naman ng progress. And yung mga mabilis naman, hindi naman sila nadalian sa tinuturo ko. So ang plano ko ba is ituturo ko ba ng ganitong paraan or kailangan akong baguhin? It's a cycle of that. Kumbaga, and it is a craft of which kung paano mo siya mas magagawa ng mas efficient. And it's something na I like towards on how to teach.
Kasi natawa ko dyan, naalala ko bigla. Like, ito, never ko naman din na pero dati kasi, I don't know if para sa'yo, pero like sa akin, kung nung estudyante pa ako dati, na parang, a lot of times noon na pag mababa yung grades ng bata, diba, parang sisisi sa mga estudyante na parang, ayaw, hindi ka marunong matuto. Pero in reality, there's a lot din talaga on the teacher na minsan ayaw aminin na malaki din talaga yung
it's actually the teacher. And then there will be times na talagang estudyante.
No, I think it's para siyang relationship, diba? Na it's two ways. If the teacher is doing their best and hindi natututo yung estudyante, maybe there's something that they could still change para maano, like doing the best. I think that's something we talked about in last time. Doing the best isn't necessarily doing the best for an individual person.
As it goes with crafting then and with teaching, diba? There's no one strict way on how to do your craft, diba? There will always be a newer, better, or much more applicable depending on who is the person that is crafting or teaching or learning, diba? And then it is up to knowing when or what to use, diba?
Yes, sir.
In certain types of scenarios. So, ayun lang talaga.
I think I'm okay na dun.
Okay na ako dun.
Alright, so yeah. Anything before tayo umalis? May gusto ko ba i-plug?
Sa akong i-plug? Gusto kong i-plug Pangatugali Productions, Cinestill. I'd like to thank Eprim Digital. Sino po ba? Si Six, si Crazy TV, Gangstax, and all of the intergalactic misfits. Yan lang yung gusto ko lang i-plug. So, if you support them,
ayaw mo i-plug si Kiana Beniz.
Basta hindi. Sadyang basta si Kiana Beniz, yung Isa sabihin sana ako, di pwede. Keanu Viniz, yung cosplayer. Follow nyo siya, guys.
Yeah.
And all of the people from Intergalactic Misfits. People that are creatives, people that do cosplay, content creation, people that want to express themselves and want to leave something in the world. Go follow them, watch them,
Thank you,
see how
thank
they
you.
grow. Yan.
Alright, so this has been Pangadugali Podcast, kung saan pakita ugali namin.
Kaya mas inaayos na.
Pumayos na ng half step ngayon. Yes, so
Half step at a time.
see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.